Welcome to the series exploring what it really means to be an alt-link here at Alter. Our vision, well, it's pretty clear. To be recognized as the home of limitless creativity. And today, we're going to dive deep into one of the core principles that helps make that happen. Teamwork. Specifically, we're unpacking this statement. I value and consider diverse viewpoints, knowing that collaboration leads to better outcomes.
Yeah, no, what's really interesting there, I think, is how it goes beyond just, working together in the simple sense. We're not just talking about splitting up tasks or being polite in meetings. This deep dive, our mission really is to break down what actively valuing diverse viewpoints actually looks like in practice, what it means, maybe what it doesn't mean, and crucially, why embracing this is so important for, well, for all of us.
Okay, so when Alter talks about teamwork like this, focusing on valuing diverse viewpoints, how is that different from just, standard collaboration or delegating? What's the real shift?
It's a fundamental shift, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's about proactively, consciously seeking out perspectives that are different from yours. And not just seeking them out, but genuinely listening,
Mm.
respecting them. It means walking into, say, a brainstorm or a client meeting or even just a quick chat with this question kind of running in the back of your mind. What might I be missing here? What does someone else see that I don't? It's about curiosity, right? And maybe a bit of humility, acknowledging we don't have all the answers ourselves.
That idea of deliberately challenging your own perspective, it sounds great, but let's be honest, it can be tough, can it? For us as alt links, day to day, it's just easier sometimes to stick with what you know, how you see things.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the real challenge. But it's also where the magic happens.
Yeah.
It's moving past just tolerating difference to actively using it, leveraging it, understanding
Yeah.
that, okay, one person's vision might be efficient sometimes, sure, but it often lacks the richness, the robustness you get from multiple inputs. When you genuinely value diverse viewpoints, you're basically saying, okay, everyone here brings unique experiences, different knowledge, a different way of seeing things. And these aren't just like quirks. They're assets, huge assets. When you combine them, you get something much bigger, much better than one person alone could create. It turns potential friction into, well, creative fuel.
Okay, so that's the principle. But how does it actually look for an alt link? On a Tuesday afternoon, trying to get a project done, let's maybe peel back the curtain a bit. Give us some concrete examples.
All right, let's get specific. Imagine a strategist and a designer working on a campaign concept. Valuing diverse viewpoints here isn't just, okay, you write the words, I'll make the pictures. No, it's them actively pushing each other, challenging assumptions. So the designer might ask, does this message really work visually? Can we make it punchier, more immediate? And the strategist might push back, okay, but does this visual actually capture the core strategy? Does it hit the audience need, or is it just, looking cool?
Ah.
That back and forth, that tension, sometimes it's uncomfortable, sure, but it makes the final creative so much stronger. It's been tested from different angles.
That makes sense for cross-functional teams, but what about the contributions that aren't so obvious? Maybe quieter voices or people not directly involved in the creative part?
Ah, yes, this is so important. It goes deeper than just job titles. Think about, say, a client solutions exec. They've got a solid pitch draft, but they actively go to a senior partner for review, not just for a sign-off, right? But because that partner's years of experience, their feel for the market, brings a different kind of insight, a nuance. They see potential risks or opportunities the exec might miss.
Experience matters.
It does. Or, and this is maybe even more powerful, think about when an intern, someone quiet, maybe new,
Yeah.
throws out an idea, and that's the one that ends up shaping the whole project.
Yeah.
That happens because, ideally, listening here isn't just top-down. Every single voice has potential value. It reminds us that great ideas don't care about org charts. They pop up anywhere if you create the space for them.
So it's really not about who's the most senior or who talks the loudest. It's about creating an environment, a culture really, where every perspective genuinely gets heard and considered, where that intern's idea can actually redirect things.
Exactly. Giving space for every voice, even the ones you have to maybe listen a bit harder for. Practically, that means maybe asking more questions than giving instant answers, especially when an idea feels unfamiliar, or maybe even wrong at first glance. It means pausing, taking a breath before dismissing something, just because it's different. And fundamentally, it's about seeing those differences, background, expertise, how someone tackles a problem, seeing them not as roadblocks, but as building blocks.
For innovation, maybe ask yourself this. How often do you really pause before jumping to a conclusion about a new idea? Give it a moment to breathe.
And these aren't just nice theories, are they? You call them real alter moments. These things actually happen here. Like I'm thinking of a copywriter really learning from how a motion designer thinks about storytelling. They're different crafts, sure, but when the writer gets how the designer uses visuals, pacing, emotion, the copy itself becomes more dynamic, right? Ready for that visual translation? Absolutely, it's blending disciplines. Or think about a BD manager. Before they even pitch a new client or idea, they talk to a marketer who's actually, on the ground. That's not just being nice, it's smart. The marketer knows what's really happening, what clients are actually asking for. It grounds the pitch in reality, makes it way stronger.
Mm-hmm.
We also see it with, say, a 3D generalist.
Mm.
They might design something amazing, aesthetically, but then the production team weighs in. They talk workflow, rendering time, feasibility. That input might mean rethinking the model, but it ensures the final thing is actually buildable, efficient, and doesn't cause headaches down the line.
And it's not just client-facing or creative teams, is it? This applies everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Totally. Even in support functions. Like the HR team is developing new SOPs, right? Standard operating procedures. They could just focus on the employee side, fairness, experience, but they actively pull in the finance head. Finance brings a totally different lens. Cost, scalability, governance. That makes the final SOPs way more robust, considers all the angles, benefits everyone. These are real, tangible ways valuing diverse views makes our work better, smarter, more efficient. It's a constant improvement loop.
Okay, so let's tie this all together. What's the big payoff? For the individual alt-link, for us as a team, for Alter's whole vision of limitless creativity, when we really lean into this, build this space for diverse viewpoints, what do we actually get out of it? It sounds like more than just feeling good about collaborating.
Oh, much more. The outcomes are honestly incredibly powerful when you connect it to the bigger picture. First, we simply solve problems better, more accurately. Think of it like having more sensors scanning the environment. Each viewpoint catches blind spots others miss. It leads to solutions that aren't just good, but often unexpected and definitely more robust, future-proofed even.
Okay.
Second, we grow faster. Innovation needs that mix of ideas, that constructive friction, new approaches, new services. They come from that cross-pollination. Third, and this is huge, we build deeper trust. When people feel genuinely heard and respected, even when their ideas aren't the ones chosen, it builds psychological safety, stronger teams, more belonging. And finally, it means we create smarter, more human-first solutions. By bringing more perspectives, more lived experiences into the process, our work just resonates better with real people, with diverse audiences. So yeah, it's not just politeness. It's about real, tangible results. Better work, faster growth, stronger teams. Maybe think about your current projects. How much more effective could they be if you intentionally sought out one more different viewpoint, even one you wouldn't normally ask?
So this deep dive really shows that teamwork at Alter, it's not just about getting along. It's about collaboration that's thoughtful, it's inclusive, and honestly, sometimes courageous. It's about intentionally bringing different minds together to spark that limitless creativity we're aiming for. It's an active choice we make.
Absolutely. So maybe a final thought for everyone listening. As you go about your work, your interactions today, tomorrow, try consciously asking yourself, whose perspective haven't I really considered yet on this?
Yeah.
Could their view actually shift mine for the better, even if it feels challenging initially? And have I genuinely explored all sides here, or am I maybe stuck in my own echo chamber a bit?
Embrace those questions, actively ask them, and you won't just be working in a team. You'll be actively building that culture of limitless creativity right here at Alter. You'll be part of making something truly exceptional. Thanks for diving deep with us today.